friends, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, today we're doing, what are we doing today? Today we're doing a complete collection inventory and declutter. I've been wanting to do this for a little bit, and I thought it'd be a good like 100 subscribers video, just like my whole collection and everything. I still don't have everything figured out in this place. When will I? You know what I mean? I'm pretty busy. I got this. I have a full-time job. I have another job technically. It's a whole thing. Today I'm wearing this dress I got at The Rack. It's from Billabong, which I always just feel a little ridiculous saying that. But yeah, it's pretty cute, I think. And I think the sleeves are technically supposed to be like this, but like a cute little like that kind of thing. But I have this new tattoo, and it's not like super new, but it is new enough where like it doesn't feel good to have elastic on it. So I thought that I would just make cute little sleeves. And I think it works, and I think it works better with my body type maybe. Anyways, that was like way too long of an intro. But I wanted to have an intro so I could talk about my collection. So basically at the start of every year, I do an inventory of my collection, and then I have goals for every single category of my products. And then about halfway through the year, usually in July or August, I do an update to that inventory where I figure out how many products I have now, if I've gotten rid of some, which usually I have through like project pans and declutters, or if I've gotten new products in, which usually I have. So I just kind of do an update and then do new counts. So I wanted to go through and do a inventory collection and then also a declutter, because typically this is when I will get rid of stuff. But I usually only get rid of things after I put them in the count, because I feel like it's not fair to get rid of stuff and then write it down. Like I am doing it and getting rid of stuff at the same time, if that makes sense. So all the things that I'm going to talk about were written down, they're in the inventory, and then I will also be decluttering stuff, and so hopefully that will help my counts at the end. Yeah, so let's just jump into that. Oh, also this is going to be a hands video, so you get these bad boys, but I wanted to do a sit-down intro, mostly because I wanted to show off this cute dress, so yeah. Okay, so welcome to my vanity. This is my vanity. Hello. Yes. There's some products over there as well. Those are like my palettes and my lip balms. This is my vanity, and I realize that you guys have never seen this before, but actually I have filmed this vanity many times. I filmed a collection and like reorganizing my vanity that I just like never edited and put up because it was not very good. One of the first videos I filmed, and so this is gonna be your first time seeing it, even though I've filmed on it before. So I'll just give you a quick run through. This is an IKEA like vanity. This is my makeup journal that I keep like everything in, and yes, I like a traditional journal. I know some people use computer spreadsheets, and I do have spreadsheets of things, but I like an actual journal. So, and then I have some like things, brushes. That's my lip products. Oh goodness, I have to move this chair, 1 second. So I want to get up close and personal. These are some more makeup brushes over here. And then we have like eye products, and this is more lip products. This is cheek products, mostly like bronzers. And then these are mostly blushes. And then, hello, my eye palettes over there, like I said. Then let's see the drawers, just because you get to see it all today. So this is my drawer. It is seemingly chaotic, but I promise you it's actually very organized. So some beauty blenders over here. That's powders and a lip scrub and any tools. And this one right here. These are all my base products. So foundations and concealers. That's mascaras. Yes, I have a bin just dedicated to mascaras. You will see why. And then that's my brow products, and then just some like mini palettes that don't fit anywhere else. These are my extra highlighters. These are my mini eyeshadow palettes. That's all my project pan stuff and or tools I use for my project pan stuff. And then that is my primers and my sunscreens. So that's the drawer. And let's just get into, oh, do you like the bag of plastic bags I have over here, by the way? Yeah, we have too many. We're waiting to return them, you know, not return them, but like donate them to a place that actually recycles plastic bags. So let's scoot you back on up to the table and we can get into this collection. Okay, to be honest with you, I like this angle a little bit better. Hello? I'm moving these brushes. This is where we're gonna go with. Let me get my journal. All right, So, let me zoom you in. The first 3 products I have, I always start with my foundations. So what I have is my Becca Full Coverage Foundation, my Milk Sunshine Tint, and my Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth. And so that's obviously 3 foundations. It's actually funny, when I started back in January, I had 2 and I called them BB creams because this was before I used foundations. I would only use BB creams, and so now I call them foundations, but I had 2 in January and my goal was to have 2, and my goal is still to have 2, so that is why I am using up the Sunshine Tint, because I only want to have 2 in my collection at a time. Okay, so the next product category I have is concealers, and I have 5 concealers. I have my NARS Soft Matte Concealer, I have my Julep Cushion Concealer, this is a Juvia's Place Mini Concealer, my Kylie Skin Concealer, well, not Kylie Skin, but my just like Kylie, I think it's called the Skin Concealer, but it's not Kylie Skin, you know what I mean, and the Revlon Candid Concealer. So I have 5. Back in January I had 3, and my original goal was 2, and now my new goal is just to have 3. I am pretty close. I mean, you can see, like, that's supposed to be full of product to, like, indicate. So it's basically completely used up. So that is gonna be gone very, very soon. And then my Candid Concealer I'm almost done with. So I don't have any doubt that I'll be able to get back to 3, but I have way more concealers than I thought I did. So that was very surprising to me. Next up is powders, and I have 3 powders, so they're the same 3 I had from January. It's my Coty Airspun, a ColourPop No Filter pressed powder, and then my Ciate translucent setting powder. So my goal in January was to have 2, and that is still my goal, to have 2, and that's why I'm using up the Ciate translucent powder. Okay, so the next category is a color corrector. So I only had 1 in January, but that was actually my NYX color corrector that I used up. So I replaced it because my goal is to have 1. So this is from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and it's the Pale Yellow Concealer because I wanted to try yellow to counteract the purple under my eyes. I don't know if it works any better than peach, but it is good, and I like that it's more lightweight. So sorry, mini review there, but this is my 1 color corrector. I just want to stay at 1, so I'm good there. For my primers, I have 4 of them currently. I had 2 back in January, but I didn't count this one, which I did have in January. Don't know why I didn't. It's counted now. I had collected more primers and then obviously used up primers. My goal back in January was to have 3, and my goal is still 3, but instead of now adding 1, I just have to use 1 up. So I will eventually use up one of these primers. Probably the Smashbox Photo Finish because it's my oldest primer, but yeah, I have 4 primers. Alright, next up is setting spray. I only have 1 setting spray. It's this MAC Fix Plus. What? It's this MAC Fix Plus. It's super duper old, and I had 1 in January. It was this one still. My goal was to have 1, but my new goal is actually to have 0 because I never use this. So I'm just going to be decluttering this. I don't even need the category in my collection. I do not use setting spray at all. I have really dry skin. It just dries my skin out if I use it. So I will not be using a setting spray anytime soon. I do not use one currently, so I'm just going to be getting rid of this product. Alright, so my next product is sunscreens. So obviously I just used up the sunscreen, but actually in January I had 2, which was the one I just used up, and this one, which I'm currently using up, I now have collected 2 more since January, so my total goal is 3. My original goal was to keep the 2 that I had, and I still have that goal to have 2. So using up this one, and then I'll just have the 2 that I got. So basically completely replacing what I had. So happy with that. 3 sunscreens. They look really good together. Like the color palettes are very... Who decided that the color palettes for sunscreen were like light blue and light yellow? I don't know, but I like them because it's very nice to have these products laid out next to each other. Next is my eyeshadow primers. So I have 3 of them, the same 3 that I had in January. So I have my Milani eyeshadow primer, my CoverGirl lid lockup, and my NYX glitter glue primer. So my goal is to have 2, and my goal in January was also to have 2. Honestly, I am close to finishing up both the CoverGirl lid lockup and the Milani eyeshadow primer, but I think either way I'm going to be decluttering my NYX glitter glue primer. mainly because I never ever use it even when I use glitters. And I'm not using a lot of glitters in my looks anyway, so I'm going to be decluttering that one, which gets me down to 2, and then I'm probably going to be using up the other ones anyway, but I'm going to need to repurchase eyeshadow primer, and I kind of want to try a new one because I've been using the Milani one for a really long time, so maybe I'll try a different type of eyeshadow primer. But yeah, those are my 3, now 2. Alright, so my next category is eyebrow color. So I have a Billion Dollar Brows brow pencil. I have a Revlon Color Stay Brow Filler Fiber Gel. I have a Lord & Berry pencil. I have a NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Auburn, and I have a NYX Eyebrow Powder Pencil in also Auburn, but these 2 shades are completely different from each other. This is like bright orange. But anyway, I had 6 of them in January. I have 5 now. My goal is to get to 4. And it was also to get to 4 in January, so I used up 2 and got 1. So that's kind of how that works out, but that's still my goal. I'm not currently panning any of these because I honestly have a lot of product in all of them, especially like this one hasn't even been opened, but eventually I'm hoping by the end of the year I will use at least 1 more of these up and not get any more, so yeah. Alright, it doesn't want to stay where the label's facing, but next up is brow gel. I had 4 in January, and I've actually used every single one of those up. So this is a newer brow gel I got. It's also from Billion Dollar Brows. I got a set. My goal is actually to have 2 at a time, and I'm actually almost done with this one, so I'm going to need to get more brow gels. So that's, I think, the only category I have where I actually need more of it, which I'm pretty happy about because it means I used up a lot of brow gels. So yeah, brow gel. And then I have a new category, which is brow treatments. So this is from Billion Dollar Brows as well. It's the Brow Boost, and I got it in the set as well. So this is a new category. I have 1 of them. I want 1 of them. Basically, when this is used up, I don't know if I'll be repurchasing it, but I don't need any more brow treatments than this. I'm good with this. I don't even use it that often anyway, but it's here. It's in my collection, and so it's a new category. Then the next product category is eye treatments. I had 2 in January, and my goal was to have 1. I got down to 1 because I used up my Dr. Brandt No More Baggage, and then what I have left is my Derma E No Dark Circles Perfecting Eye Cream. So yeah, I thought that when I purchased this, I thought it was just like a normal eye cream, but it's actually like a tint, like a perfecting eye cream. So that's why it's an eye treatment, because I think it does help with dark circles, but also it's more of a color corrector than anything. It's really nice on no makeup days if you just want to look a little less zombie-esque, but I'm good with my 1 product, and yeah, happy that I could use up the other one, get to my goal. Okay, so the next category I have is bronzers. I have 5 bronzers. I have my Undone Water Bronzer. I have my Juvia's Place Bronzer Stick. I got a bunch of different Juvia's Place products from their new collection, so I'm probably going to do a review video on that. But I have my Bronzilla from The Balm and Bahama Mama from The Balm, and then I have my Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops. Those are the hardest things to say. I count that as a bronzer only because they're bronzing drops, but I mean, to me, it's not really an official bronzer. But I had 3 in January, used 1 up, got 3 more. My goal was originally to just keep with 3, and my goal is still to keep with 3, but obviously I have more now, which is one of the reasons I am panning my water bronzer. So yeah, I want to get down to 3, so using up 2 of them. Okay, so my next category is blush. I have a Balm Desert. I have this e.l.f. Duo in Cantaloupe. I have a Bare Minerals Gen Nude Blush in That Peach Though. I have this MAC Patrick Star Blush Duo. I have an Hourglass blush in Incandescent Electra. This is a Morphe 2-stack. It's kind of like a dupe of the Kaja stack, but it has a blush in it in the shade Cinnamon. I have my MCO Beauty blush stick that I'm panning. I have a Milani blush in Rose d'Oro. I have this blush duo from Natasha Denona. I have this Balm blush duo. They're kind of like blush toppers, but there's one in High Tide and one in Low Tide, so I counted those as 2 different shades. And then this is probably the saddest thing in my collection, but this is a Tarte Hamptons Weekender palette that I used up the bronzer and the highlight in. So the blush is all that's left. It's in the shade Summer House, but then I also have this old repressed Tarte Party blush, which if you knew those were like all the rage back in the day, I think you could get a free sample at Sephora like very easily, or you got it for like a birthday or something, but basically try to use that up for a billion years. I only use it in the winter though, and it's so pigmented that it's taken me so long to get through it, but that's all that's left of my repressed Tarte Party Blush, and I'm hoping to finish that up at some point this year. But if you weren't counting with me, that is 14 blushes that I have. So back in January, I had 11, so I got my new balm blushes. So I obviously used up my Maybelline Cheek Heat, but I got the new balm blushes, which count as 3, and then also got the Hourglass blush. So that is 4. So I had 11, now I have 14. My original goal was to get down to 6. Don't know how I thought I was going to be doing that, but my new goal is to get down to 10, so getting rid of 4 of them. Obviously I'm panning 1. Hopefully I'll finish up that Tarte blush, and then probably either just pan or declutter 2 more. So yeah, blushes. Oh, and really, really quickly, I realized I forgot a blush. So this is from the Nude Sticks trio. And so this is a blush stick in the shade Sunset Strip. So this is from the Nude Sticks trio, and this is also a blush. All right, so next up is highlighters. So first things first, I have a really old, please don't roll, stay where you are. I have an old trio from the Casey Holmes and Smashbox collection that's depotted. This one I never used as a highlight, I just use it as a single shadow, so that doesn't count as a highlight, only as a single shadow, but these two do count as a highlight, so that's in Turn It Up and Turn It On and Crank It Up from that palette. And then I have my Laura Geller Gilded Honey, that's probably the oldest one in my collection by a lot. Got it as a sample in high school. There's my Too Faced Pink Lemonade, I have the ColourPop in Lunch Money, I have the e.l.f. duo in Cantaloupe. I have this Natasha Denona duo. There you go. This Morphe 2-stack also has a highlighter in the shade Pearl. I have a Milani Strobe Light highlighter. I have a MAC Beaming Blush Extra Dimension Skin Finish. It's like, again, a blush topper. I have a ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Flexitarian. And then I have a ColourPop Pressed Powder Highlight in Kitten, I believe. I don't know, this one I would have to take it out, and it's very, very old, but yeah. You can tell this is from when you just would buy the packaging with the single highlight. Oh, and then also I have my Illamasqua Liquid Highlighter in a mini. Don't know why I put them all over to the side. But I have 13, I had 14 in January. I used up my NYX highlighting stick, so now I have 13. My original goal in January was to have 10. That is still my goal, to have 10, as to why I am panning my ColourPop Lunch Money one, and then probably going to be either decluttering or using up more. So yeah, those are my highlighters. All right, welcome back. So we're actually, I'm saying welcome back, it's not welcome back for you. I'm actually filming on a completely different day now because I had to stop. But next is eyeshadow palettes, and I'm just gonna show you them one by one because I think it's gonna be really difficult. Actually, let's start with mini eyeshadows. Okay, these are my quad slash small palettes. I do have a couple other like smaller palettes, but these are all the ones that I keep in my vanity, so I'm just gonna keep it like this for now. So we have my Lancome Sultry Sky, Lancome Sultry Sky, Tartelette Flirt, e.l.f. Mint Melt in Mint to Be, the Maybelline Eye Studio Quad I've had for a million years, and of course my Makeup Geek So Grateful. And those are my mini palettes. Also, you would have seen all of these palettes in my eyeshadow palette collection and declutter video, which I can put in the cards. Oh, also I completely forgot, I had 29 palettes in January, and I have 28 now. My original goal was to have 25, that is still my goal, is to have 25. I decluttered some, I got some more, that's how I have 28. So these are my Too Faced palettes. I have my Too Faced Totally Cute palette, my Too Faced Pretty Rich, and my Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. These are my two Maybelline palettes. I have my Maybelline Lemonade Craze and the Soda Pop palette. I have two palettes from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. These were both gifts to me. This is the Conspiracy and the Mini Controversy palette. This is the Natasha Denona Love palette, and then that is the Beauty Bay Pastels palette. This is the Lime Crime Venus 2 palette and the BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop Pistachio palette. Okay, then I have the Makeup Revolution Lion King palette in, oh gosh, what is this one called? Jungle Princess. This is one of my newer ones since the video. And then I have the Urban Decay Light Beam and the Pure Be Your Selfie palette. Then I have my Modern Renaissance palette and my Melt Beetlejuice Recently Deceased palette. And then I have two Juvia's Place palettes. I have the Deuce, which is now discontinued, and then I have their newest palette called Guardian of Juvia's. Okay, and then I have four ColourPop palettes. I have the Hocus Pocus Witching Hour palette, the My Little Pony palette, the Frozen 2 Elsa palette, and the Rendezvous palette. And then the other things I have, obviously, are my single shadows. But first, we're going to talk about mascaras. Oh wait, really quickly, I forgot one. This is my Mehron, or I don't know how to say that. Mehron makeup. It's like a face paint palette. I also count this as my eyeshadow palette, even though it's not really eyeshadow. I just don't know where else to put it, so this is my 28th. Okay, next up is my mascaras. So I had 10 mascaras back in January, and now I have 11 mascaras. My original goal for mascara was to have 5, and that is still my goal, to have 5. And so I'm gonna have to get rid of 6 mascaras, but to be quite honest, I don't think that that'll be difficult. So first things first, I have my 3 Snapscara mascaras from Maybelline. That used to be my Ride or Die mascara. Then I have 2 No. 7 Stay Perfects. That is one of my favorite mascaras of all time. Next up, I have a Jeffree Star Cosmetics F-Proof mascara. I have one in brown, even though you can't really tell that it's brown, and I have one in Periwinkle, which I absolutely love. And then I have the Fenty Beauty Full Frontal mascara, the Essence Bye Bye Panda Eyes, and then I have 2 of the Monsieur Big Double the Trouble mascaras from Lancome, but obviously those are still in their box. Got them for Christmas. I'm waiting to get through some of my others before I open that up. But as you probably know, if you've watched any of my videos before, I use 3 mascaras every single day, so that is a reason that I have more mascaras than the average person and more open mascaras than the average person. Basically, all of the mascaras are open except for the Lancome ones, so that means I have 9 mascaras open right now, which seems ridiculous, but I mean, it is ridiculous. But the whole thing is that I do use 3 mascaras every day. What I will say is Snapscaras are no longer my ride or die. So I'm gonna be decluttering some of those right now. So the first one I'm gonna be decluttering is this blue one. I do like it. I think it's good. I think it's a good mascara, but the blue isn't the brightest blue ever, and because I have this Periwinkle one now, I'm just not going to be reaching for blue mascara. I'm just not using this one anymore, and it's just not one that I really reach for, especially because I like other formulas better, so I'm going to be decluttering this one. And then I'm also going to be decluttering just the black Snapscara. I'm decluttering this one because it is just a black mascara. I have other mascaras that are black that I like better than this one, and I just don't reach for it anymore, so I'm going to be decluttering this one as well. And that means that the only Snapscara that I am keeping is the one in Wild Cherry, and it's like a burgundy dark reddish one. I want to find a burgundy mascara that I like better than that one, but I do think Snapscara is good. Like, if I can't find other mascaras, I definitely like that one, and it's drugstore, and it's pretty inexpensive, and it is a pretty decent tubing mascara. I just have found other tubing mascaras that I like better. So obviously, as we know, the Essence Bye Bye Panda Eyes, I am panning right now in my project pan, so that one should be finished up shortly, I hope. So that will get my count down definitely. So that's mascaras. Okay, this is just a little addition. I was talking to you guys about how I can get one more brow gel. Well, I actually went and got one. So this is the Kosas Air Brow, I believe. Yeah, Air Brow Brow Gel. And I got it in blonde because I was talking about how my hair is a lot lighter now and I wanted to get lighter brow gel. So I've been looking at this one for a while, wanted to try it out, and I went and got it. So this is now my second brow gel out of the 2 that I'm allowed. Even though technically, I think I would traditionally count this as a color, I am using it in place of a brow gel because it is a brow gel. So it's kind of like weirdly both categories, both a brow gel and brow color. So I'm just gonna put it in the brow gel category because I don't know where else to put it. So yeah. So next up is my single eyeshadows, and I'm going to start with my pressed single eyeshadows. So I had 49 in January and I still have 49 now, so no gained, no lost. I don't have a specific goal for my pressed eyeshadows. I just have an overall goal for all my single eyeshadows, so I'll share that after I share each category. So just to talk about what some of these are, honestly, most of them are ColourPop single shadows. So this is a ColourPop single shadows, but these are also from the ColourPop. I can't remember what it is. I believe it was the first palette that they ever did. I will insert a picture of it right now, but these are the ones that I have left from that, and I just count them as single shadows because I do not have that palette anymore. And then I have this single shadow from this Morphe stack. It is so shimmery. It's one of my favorites, and it's in the shade Nude. Then this is actually a MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in the shade Snow Flushed, but this was a dupe basically of a single shadow they came out with called Mary Berry, I believe, but it's a duochrome pink to gold, and yeah, I use this as a single shadow, so I'm gonna count it as such. Then I have 4 more single shadows, and I'm not gonna go through every single shadow that I have from ColourPop. I feel like that's a video in and of itself. In this, I just have some highlights, which I already showed, but I use this, as I mentioned, as a single shadow, so that counts as a single shadow. And then this is actually from the Rendezvous palette, so this does not count, but this is a single shadow for me. And then this is the rest of my ColourPop single shadows. They all fit very nicely in here, obviously except for the extras, but that is the main palette that I use for them. And then this, I believe I talked about this in my palette video, but this is my Island of Misfit Toys, as I call it. So this is just a bunch of random single shadows. So there's some vintage Lancome shadows from my mom. There's a couple old Urban Decay shadows. I believe that I depotted something box. I'll also put that palette up on the screen. And then these are from a pretty old palette that I honestly don't remember the name of, but it's when I was trying to get more into gray shadows. That's not really a thing that I do anymore, but these shadows were just so pretty that if I ever did want a cool tone look, I kept them. But again, Island of Misfit Toys, because they don't really fit anywhere. They're kind of all a weird shape, and yeah. So those are my pressed single shadows. Okay, so the next category I have is loose single shadows, and this is the category that I use the least. I only have 5 of them. I had 5 of them back in January as well, and I swear to you that I haven't used any of these since then, so I'm probably going to be decluttering most of these, if not all of them. So the first ones I have these 3 Bare Mineral shadows. So this one's in Deep Sea. It's like a deep teal color. This one is in Rose Gold. It's obviously rose gold. And then this one is in Iridescent Iris, and it's like a purple color. So I have nothing against this formula, and I think that these are really, really pretty shadows. The only thing for me is that I'm just not going to be reaching for loose shadows. So I got them in a set of like, I think 24 of them. It was like a Christmas gift when I was in high school. And I've slowly but surely gotten rid of almost all of them except for these last 3. And the thing for me is that it's just kind of inconvenient to use loose eyeshadows. Like, it's not something where I'm going to be reaching for them. I don't think that they're any more impactful than a pressed eyeshadow, at least in my collection and the shadows that I have. So I'm going to be definitely getting rid of these 3 Bare Mineral shadows. And then I have these 2 MAC pigments. The pink one, this one, it's in the shade Bright Fuchsia, and I believe I also had other ones. And I kept this one because I just thought it was such a cool and pretty color, but I've never used it, not once, because it's a MAC pigment, and those are unbelievably unnecessary in my collection. And then this one is in Pink Hologram, so this is probably the only thing that I'm going to keep out of these, just because it is such a pretty glitter. I don't often use glitter on my eyes, but if I do want a really special, really fun look for like a holiday or an event or something, that is a really gorgeous pigment, a really gorgeous glitter, and it is actually something that I will reach for. I think it's a very pretty color, and I don't think that I have many things like it because it is holographic. So I'm going to be getting rid of the other 4 and keeping this one that I will reach for. Okay, next up I have cream or liquid shadows. So this is another good part of my single eyeshadows. I have 15 now and I had 15 back in January. So I actually had gotten rid of some and then added some, so that's why I still have 15. That seems to be a common theme with my products, that I'll get rid of however many that I end up getting, which I don't even mean to do, like I'm not intending to do that, but I guess that's better than having more products than I had in January. Like at least I am getting rid of some and taking some out of my collection. But the goal is to have less, not the same amount. So these first two are a set that come together. It's a suede shadow and a glitter and glow shadow, and it's in the shade Spicy Mustard, so these come as a pair. And then I have two shimmer and glow shadows, the full-size ones, and I have one in Carefree and one in Starlight. Then I have this e.l.f. and J. Kissa collab. This is Suki to My Heart, and these are two liquid shadows. Then I have one of the Kosas 10-second eyeshadows, and this is in the shade Element, which used to be, can't remember which one, but it used to be the darker one. And then I have three BH Cosmetics eye lights. I used to have 4 of these. So this one's Psych. I believe this one is BFF and this one is Chill Pill. But I actually really, really love that formula. They're super glittery. They're super duochromatic. They're really good, just like one shadow look, and I really love those. And then I have a Mina cream eyeshadow in the shade 532. And then I have one of the Pixie glitter eyeshadows in Crystalline. And then I have 3 ColourPop Super Shock shadows. I've had way more Super Shock shadows in the past, but these are the 3 that I have left. Again, something that I used to use a lot more and had like panned a couple of, and now I just don't really reach for them as often. So I have I Heart This, Sundance, and Frog. And my favorite ColourPop Super Shock shadow, just as an aside, was Prickly Pear. And I used up 2 of those, actually. I just thought it was the best all over the lid, really easy shadow. It's a little more elevated than Everyday. But yeah, so these are my cream or liquid eyeshadows. I'm gonna be getting rid of a couple of these, so mostly because some of them are really old. So one of the ones I'm gonna be getting rid of is the Stila Shimmer and Glow in Carefree. It just doesn't have the same coloring anymore and it smells kind of off, so it's obviously bad. So I'm gonna be getting rid of this one. And then I'm gonna be actually getting rid of this Kosas one. I just don't really like the formula of this. It's not that easy for me. I think it is just a little too dark. I know some people that really, really love these. I don't really vibe with it, especially because it's super, super liquidy. It's pretty hard for me to blend it out. And again, I just think it's a little too dark for how difficult it is to use. So I'm gonna be getting rid of this one as well. I might try to get one of those in a different color, but I think that's all I'm gonna get rid of for right now. I am trying to use up Starlight. I need to use that one up sooner rather than later, just because it is almost as old as the Carefree one, but it still doesn't smell off or anything, and it still performs really well. So that's where my cream and liquid single shadows are. Eventually, I'm probably going to be decluttering some of my Super Shock shadows as well, but for now, I think this is pretty good. Okay, so then this is my stick eyeshadow, single eyeshadow. So this is my last category. I had 10 of them before yesterday when I used up my Thrive Cosmetics eye brightener in Stella. I ended up adding it to my highlighter from my Project Pan series, and so you guys will see that in the next update, but I basically only have 9 now. So I have my Tati LOC shadow stick, which I obviously am using in my Project Pan. You guys have seen that a million times. Don't think I need to get that out. But then I also have this single shadow called Sunrise Star from a Nude Sticks trio. I have this Ico Double Act. So I count these as 2. This is Cream and Cookies. This one is a NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. This one is an e.l.f. single shadow in the Mint Melt collection. I believe it's just the mint one. And then I have 2 Julep eyeshadow 101s. One of them in Olive Shimmer and one of them in Champagne Shimmer. And then finally I have a miniature Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Stick in the shade Au Naturel. And so because I actually used one of them up and I'm in the process of using one of them up, I think for right now, I'm gonna keep all of these. I do like all of them and I am more willing to use sticks, especially when traveling. I use these a lot more frequently. If I was going to get rid of one, the only one that I would get rid of is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, but I do use that sometimes as an eyeshadow base, so I'm kind of torn on keeping that or getting rid of it. But other than that, I do use and enjoy all of them, and I really, really like panning them, so I'd rather just keep them to pan than get rid of them. So yeah, those are my shadow sticks. Okay, so that's all my single shadows. I have 78 of them, and I had 76 back in January. My goal is to get to 70, and that was also my goal in January, so getting rid of 8. But today I decluttered 6 of them, so I just have to get rid of 2 more. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that, especially the declutter. Okay, next up I have my eyeliners, and I have 22 eyeliners. It's actually funny because I had 22 in January, and I either got rid of them or used them up because I still have 22, but I know that these 3 are brand new, so funny. I keep doing that, like keeping the same amount of products. My goal is to have 20 eyeliners total, and I definitely think I can do that through using up products instead of decluttering, because I'm actually really happy with all of the eyeliners that I have. My newest ones are obviously the Juvia's Place liquid liners, which I'll talk about in my Juvia's Place review video, but I have 4 ColourPop, 2 pencil, and 2 liquid, and then I have 1 from the Body Shop, 1 from Melt from their Beetlejuice collection. It's the one that's like bright chartreusey green. And then I have 1 NYX one from a brand from Italy that I've never heard of before, 1 that's from Ultima 2, which is a brand from the 80s that I stole from my mom a million years ago, 1 from Maybelline, 1 from CoverGirl, 2 from Starlit that I got in a set, and then I have 4 from Julep, and that's my favorite pencil eyeliner formula, Win Pencil Matte Gel. They're the best. And then I have a liquid brown from Pixie, which is my favorite, and then I have a black mini pencil from Modster. So I'm fairly happy with all of them. I don't use every single one of them, but for the most part, I really, really like all of the eyeliners that I have. And because my goal is to just get down to 20, I don't really feel the need to declutter any of them if I'm enjoying all of them. So yeah. Okay, and then lip balms. I have the exact same amount of lip balms as I had in my lip balm declutter video. So I'm gonna tag that, but I had 23 starting in January, and my original goal was to get down to 15, but now I actually have only 15, which is awesome. So this one I actually reached my goal, which I'm really, really proud of myself for. So my new goal is to get down to 10. So now my goal is to get down to 10 lip balms. And again, I have the exact same amount of lip balms that I had before. No change there. So that is going to stay the same. And then next is my lip products. So just like the single shadows, I have a goal for my lip products as a whole, but I'll go through my lip products individually. So these are my lip liners. I have 1 from ColourPop, 1 from KAB Beauty, 1 from Lime Crime, 1 from MUA Makeup Academy, 1 from Cosé, again, so from my mom a million years ago, and 1 from LA Girl. And I'm very happy with the lip liners that I have. I'm gonna keep them. I had 6 back in January. I have 6 now. These are my lip liners. I love these. So yeah, keeping all of these. All right, so because my lip products haven't really changed since I did my wearing every lip product in my collection video, I'm just gonna kind of show you what I have and talk about how many I have. So I have 11 lipsticks currently, and I had 14 back in January. So most of the lip products that I have decluttered instead of used up because I did that giant entire lip product declutter video. So I have 11 right now. All right, so these are my tinted balms. This is what I have most of in my collection. I have 19, they're 17 right now. 2 of them are in my purse or in my car. Can't find those 2, but I do have 19 total. So I had 27 before, 27, which is crazy to me. And now I have 19, so I got rid of 8 of them, which is awesome. And I still think that 19 is a lot, but I'm very happy with that number. And yeah, I wear tinted balms the most. They're the most comfortable, easy to throw on, wear every single day. And that's why they're the largest part of my lip product collection. Okay, next up is my liquid lipstick collection. It's so funny, on camera these all look very, very similar, but I have 6 of these and I had 19 back in January. So you can see that this is the biggest thing that I decluttered. I decluttered a lot of my liquid lipsticks, mainly because I do not really wear liquid lipsticks very often. Definitely was something that used to be a lot more popular. I just think in general liquid lips are not as popular anymore, but I personally definitely do not wear them nearly as often as I used to, and even the ones I kept are a lot more like blotted. They're not really like matte liquid lipsticks by any means. 2 of them are from like Korean skincare brands that have that kind of like a popsicle effect more so than a liquid lip, but they technically count because I really like comfortable lips. I like things that don't fade unevenly. I like things to fade really well because I don't usually reapply during the day, or if I do reapply, it's usually with a tinted balm or with a lip gloss or something like that. I'm not usually reapplying lipstick or liquid lipstick. So yeah, I got rid of 13 in that declutter. Again, if you haven't seen that, go see that for my actual thoughts on every single product that you see in front of you. But yeah, I'm very happy with my liquid lipstick collection. I think it's supposed to be small because I don't use, it's the products that I use the least. So yeah. All right, and then this is my lip gloss collection. So this is the last part of my lip products. So I have 15 of them. One of them is in my purse right now. And again, I went through almost all of these in my lip declutter video. The only one that I didn't go through is I just got this shimmer balm from Makeup Revolution, and it's in the shade Pearl or Sparkle. It's in the shade Sparkle, and it's just a really, really glittery lip gloss, and I saw it online and it totally drew me in. I don't really have any super sparkly lip glosses, and I know that's something that I would love to wear on like a night out or again like a holiday. So that's the only one that I really didn't talk about. And yeah, so I had 19 back in January, so I have either panned or decluttered 3 of them. Lip glosses is something that I want to start using up more. I think that it's a lot easier to use up lip glosses than to use up a liquid lipstick or a lipstick because you use so much more of it and it's so easy to reapply. Obviously, I've already panned one in my project pan this year, and I have another one in my project pan right now. So those are my lip glosses, and as a total, that brings my lip products to 57, and in January I had 84. My original goal was to hit 75, so obviously I am way below that, which is amazing, but my new goal is to get to 50, so obviously getting rid of or using up 7 products, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's fairly doable overall, and I haven't seen my lip collection be that low in a really long time. In general, my total counts, I currently have 274 products, and I had 301 in January. So I'm really, really happy about that. And then with my entire original goals in January, I was on track to have 251 products. But with my new goals, I am going to have hopefully 226 products. I love how all of these are like one off of those nice round 5 numbers. It'd be so much easier if it was like 300, 250, 225, but you know how it goes. My total number, 224, does not include all the products that I got rid of today, so I'll put up my actual total after all of the decluttered products up on the screen right now. Really, really happy with my collection and the progress that I've made overall, and I think that this is a really good jumpstart to get excited about panning more of my products. I hope you guys have enjoyed this inventory video. I love doing this, and I love showing you guys my goals for a manageable and mid-sized collection. I don't think that my collection is small by any means, but I don't think that it's huge, and I'm really, really happy with the size of it right now. So if you like this video, please like it, and if you like me, please subscribe. Your support is amazing, and I love watching this channel grow and have you guys along for the journey. So I hope you're having a great day, week, month, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.